This Wednesday, leaders from FEMA and NOAA held their annual National Hurricane Conference. It's all to discuss the latest in hurricane warnings and readiness ahead of the upcoming season, as well as lessons learned from recent storms. A new study predicts there will be at least 19 named storms and 9 hurricanes, 4 of which will be Category 3 or higher. Additionally, researchers anticipate an above-average probability for major hurricanes making landfall along the U.S. coastline and here in the Caribbean. Meantime, a new study suggests the climate crisis is supercharging rainfall in hurricanes. The journal Nature Communication published the study just this week. It found that rainfall from hurricanes during the record-breaking 2020 season was as much as 11% higher due to human-caused climate change. Researchers determined global warming increased hourly rainfall rates in tropical storms and hurricanes by 5 to 10%. When they looked at just hurricanes, the increase was 8 to 11%. The findings suggest the threat has been increasing over the past few decades, and it will likely increase more in the future. That's because warmer air can hold more water vapor, which leads to higher rainfall rates. If you pass by Fort Christian these days, you'll see all signs pointing to Carnival. With the village being built, Carnival in St. Thomas is just a couple of weeks away now. Our USVI News' Ali Born-Vanek went to check out the progress at the village and has details of the Carnival schedule from USVI festivals.
You know, it's starting to feel like Carnival again when you start to see the rides like these go up in the Fort Christian parking lot, which will soon transform into the village. Carnival is happening again. And let me tell you, just like you, I am so happy to hear those words. This year is the 70th anniversary of Carnival in St. Thomas. The theme is a new cultural rougadou for Carnival 2022, and the excitement is in the air. Over the next week or so, the rides will all be set up and the finishing touches on the booths will be made. The Carnival Action lineup has been released from USVI Festivals. Food Fair will be on Wednesday, April 27th, along with the village opening, music, and entertainment. Then on Thursday, it's time to get your bodysuits, boots, and dancing shoes on for Juve, which kicks off at 4 a.m. If you're rested up, come back to the village that night for more Carnival action. Come Friday, come back again to the village for Big Band Night. And Saturday, the festivities kick off on another high note with a parade and troops going down the road for the first time in 3 years. Troops are currently getting ready for the parade, which will be shorter this year as Carnival preparations were delayed due to COVID. But the excitement is building. Carnival is happening. It's our moment again to celebrate life, culture, give thanks, and hope that this continues throughout the whole territory the rest of the year. In St. Thomas, Ali Born-Vanek, USVI News.
Sounds and looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. A long-time St. Thomas business owner is looking forward to a new chapter, but wants the community to know that it is not closing. The owners of Ryus Emporium consignment store are looking for new owners to take over the store, which has been serving the community for the last 10 years. Owner Jeannie Lupo says there's a lot to look forward to, but wanted to clarify some important information.
Well, I'm trying to squash the rumor that we're closing. That's the big thing. This has been going around. I've heard it in the rumor mill. What is happening is I have bought a farm in Puerto Rico, so I'm going to be moving. And I need a new parent for the store. And I've been looking, I've been interviewing people, but there's always maybe that one someone out there that's always dreamed of having a business or whatever the case may be and loves Ryus Emporium. This has been my heart. To be honest with you, it's the greatest sense of belonging and purpose that I've had. I've had several businesses on this island, and this has been the best. It's really a community center for people. Every day we have people come in here and say, oh my God, I haven't seen you in 5, 10 years. Where have you been? And then the next thing they say is, what are you doing in my store? They come hang out. They know that we love them. That's the big thing. This store, our product is love. I tell people that all the time. It's not what we sell. Our product is love, and that's what they come in for. Have for 10 years, and that's how we've grown. And I know that the new parents are going to feel the same way because I'm making sure of it.
Best of luck to Jeannie. She's done such a great job with that business. It is a great business indeed. Hopefully, the new parents of the store will continue its success. Well, from gas prices to grocery prices to the cost of dining out, Working families are being hit hard, and numbers released just this week show inflation has hit a new 40-year high, with prices eating into budgets and undermining confidence in the economy. Here's what the Biden administration's pitching to do in order to try to reduce costs for working families. U.S. inflation reached a new peak in the month of March, climbing 8.5% from a year ago, setting another 40-year high and hitting American consumers hard.
Out there, overall grocery bill has gone up.
Grocery prices are up 10% year over year, rent up 5%, and gas prices nearly doubled year over year in March, though we are starting to see some relief at the pump, now averaging $4.11 a gallon, down 22 cents from a month ago as the U.S. and other countries tap their oil reserves. President Biden in Iowa today, he's promising to boost production of ethanol gas to ease prices at the pump.
Biofuels have a role to play right now.
The president firmly blaming pandemic pressures and Russia's war on Ukraine for the spike in prices, though polls show most Americans blame President Biden. Republicans claiming COVID spending packages made the economy overheat.
That's where inflation really took off in a serious way and has continued to accelerate.
Last month, the Federal Reserve issued the first in a series of interest rate hikes, raising the cost of borrowing to cool the economy without going too far.
Definitely an elevated probability of recession right now.
President Biden pushing back, pointing to low unemployment and insisting the economy is strong. Many experts believe it could still be several months before we start to see inflation drop, especially with new COVID lockdowns in China, reigniting problems with the supply chain. Now to the latest COVID-19 case counts in the territory. They remain over 100. They've increased a bit on both St. Croix and St. Thomas. The small spike we're seeing is an indication the BA2 Omicron subvariant has made its way here, although at last check, sequencing from the Virgin Islands Department of Health hasn't come back yet in order to confirm that BA2 has made its way to the territory. According to the latest numbers, there are 152 active cases territory-wide, 63 on St. Croix, 84 on St. Thomas, and still 5 on St. John. Despite calls from the airline industry for the CDC to lift the federal mask mandate on Wednesday, the CDC extended it because of the recent uptick of COVID cases nationwide. So the federal public transportation mask mandate has been extended now for 15 days. It was set to expire this coming Monday. At least for the next 2 weeks, people will have to wear masks when using public methods of travel like planes and trains. They also have to wear them in hubs like airports and ferry terminals. Many U.S. airlines say they'd like the mask mandate to end, as well as stop the pre-departure testing requirements for international travel. But again, the CDC made the call to extend it as cases are starting to tick up in some parts of the country. They will reevaluate the mandates during that time. Meantime, demand for travel is roaring back, but airlines are struggling to keep up. We've reported it's gotten so bad, some carriers are being forced to reduce their flight schedules just as the busy summer travel season takes off. Our USVI News' Haley Potter has all the details.
The busy summer travel season is kicking off, but your flights might not be taking off. JetBlue cutting up to 10% of its flights through the summer. That's about 150 flights per day following a tumultuous few weeks. And the airline is blaming staffing shortages. The unprecedented cuts come as the aviation industry scrambles to hire pilots and flight attendants after numbers were significantly reduced during the pandemic. Over the next 8 years, U.S. airlines need to hire more than 14,000 pilots to keep pace with retirements and growing flight demands. Also needed flight attendants, with JetBlue even offering a $1,000 bonus for them to show up for work. Lynn Montgomery is with the union that represents flight attendants for JetBlue and Southwest.
So the problem is technological update failures, and also huge staffing issues, weather events where the communication breaks down, and flight attendants being left alongside customers and being stranded.
JetBlue's president and COO acknowledging those frustrations, apologizing to staff, writing, "We're letting you and our customers down, and that's not consistent with what we stand for." Alaska Airlines recently said it would trim about 2% of its scheduled flights through the end of June, blaming too few of pilots.
For many airlines,
their eyes were bigger than their stomach. They ended up scheduling more flights than they were actually able to operate.
Airlines are required by law to give passengers a full refund when flights are canceled, but as travelers know all too well, that won't cover losses for things like hotels, rental cars, and excursions. Haley Potter, USVI News.
And unfortunately, there's no law or regulation requiring the airline to refund you for other expenses associated with the trip that they may have canceled as a result of a pilot shortage, like Haley had mentioned, like those hotels or rental cars.